Hi everyone. So today I'll be sharing a presentation with you guys of a design that we have done for St Nicholas Early Education Centre up here. So the design area that we're working on today is an area that the children and educators are not using much at the moment. And educators have vision to turn this area into a bush kindy for the children between age 3 and 5, so that we can practice more sustainable living, which is the topic that I love. So let's jump into that. So today we are looking at a functional diagram as well as a mood board with some images on the side. The reason why we're only doing the functional diagram because it's a highly dynamic project in terms of the budgets, the materials, and human resources, and we want to give the educators and the children as much freedoms and creativities as possible. We also want the families to be more involved and engaged in these projects. So if you have any inputs, rather that is ideas, materials, or human resources, please share with the educators there. So we're going to jump in and have a look at the area that we are designing. So this is the area that we're designing here. So it's right next to a car park, but there is heaps of vegetations on the side. So we're looking at the north, just right up ahead. This is our learning circle where the children between 3 and 5 are located. There's classrooms here. So the access of the area, it's through the gate down this way. So what we're going to do is to start with the wish list. We're going to look at the wish list. What do we want? And then we're going to allocate some space for it. And then we will look into the images and inspiration. So the wish list here, we have got a kitchen garden. So some of the educators are really passionate about having a good size of kitchen gardens so that we could grow some vegetables, herbs, and maybe some berries as well for everyone on site. We want some composting area with some worm farm. Some of the educators really keen on seeing some chickens on site. And we have some potting bays area for children to learn. We have some resting area and some exhibitions and educations area where we could display certain types of gardens for the children. So usually we start with the largest area first. So again, the access is down this way. So when we push the gates in, we're looking at the kitchen gardens kind of spread out in this kidney or L-shape area here. And then we have the composting area kind of tucked under the trees behind everything, so that we don't really see the mess. And also the compost and the worm farms do appreciate the shade area. And then we have the chicken coop would kind of tucked behind and under these two trees here. In the middle, we have the potting bay. So is more dynamic potting area where we would have some potting bays on wheels. So we could push it away if we do need that middle area for other activities. We have a resting area tucked under this big gum tree here. Nice and cool. And then we have two kind of separate exhibitions, educations area here. So that's kind of our basic layout. What we're doing now is to look at the mood board. So we see some images. So first we will bring this up. So with the kitchen area, kitchen garden area here, it would be different shapes of garden beds to kind of form that L-shaped, kidney-shaped area. We'll have plenty of space in betweens of the garden beds so the children can kind of go through it. And me and some of the educators talked about, different type of activities. Like imagine if we have parents' days, parents come in, will sit in between the garden beds, picking out strawberries and cherry tomatoes and lettuce, just having a picnic in that area there. And then we are going to look at the composting area here. So we want some heat compost. So we're looking at getting some pellets. If anyone could help, the educators would be great to get some pellets, and then we would build 3 different composting bays, so we could use it one at a time while one is maturing. We could start another one until the first one mature. And then we could use all the compost on site. We can also mix the compost with different medias so that we could use that soil or propagating medias for the children as well. So not sure you remember where the resting area is, but if you're looking at this A-frame here, we do have a A-frame. It's a swing frame that we're currently not really using it, but if we could repurpose that into an A-frame cubby, maybe some pallets underneath and some roof sheets on the top on the A-frame for the children kind of go in, that if they just want some quiet time to read a book or just have a lay down, or we could do a frame like this, a resting area where the children could just sit but still watching others to kind of play and explore. We also talked about the potting bays area there. So it would be something, I will just bring up some images as well. So the potting bays that I'm looking at would be something like this, with a top on the top to hold some soil, so that the children could mix certain medias. And underneath there we would have some buckets, watering cans, gloves, the tools, and then we're hoping to put some wheels on there, and then like 2 to 3 children could kind of work on one potting base, and then we'll have few there, and then kind of pushes it around. And then we're also looking at, so we looked at the resting area, we looked at the potting bays, we're looking at the chicken area. So just let me bring this up. So with the chicken area, chicken coops, chicken areas here, we're trying to use as much materials that we could repurpose as possible. So I have some ideas up here with some images that we could use. So this one is some used tiles cut in half and kind of attached on to the wall where the chickens could kind of rest. We could have some dust bath in the middle area here, where they could have a bath. We also have some kitchen runs, so something like this kind of tucked on the side where it comes out from the kitchen coop. So they still can come out and explore, but maybe sometimes when the children's around, we still want to keep the chickens safe as possible, and the children as well. But we could build something like this so that the chicken can come out of the chicken coops wherever they want. We're also looking at some exhibitions area. So between this area and this area here, so the idea would be to have some different types of gardens or display for our children as well as the environment. So we would be looking at like a insect hotel where we could build something with the children with all kinds of repurposed materials. We could frame the top, put some soil on the top, and then grow some ground covers to keep the hotel nice and cool, but also maybe some edibles, vegetations for the kitchens and as well as people on site. So we're looking at aquaponic area, maybe like a repurposed bath, a bathtub underneath there, where we could pump the water up to a garden, and then grow some different types of vegetables and herbs, and then it will filtrate the water, clear water, but also provide the nutrition from the pond to the vegetation, and then filtrate it back into the pond. So to keep the pond nice and clean, we're hoping to have some fish in there. So it's kind of like a circle, so the children can learn how we could be quite sustainable in just one small settings. We probably are looking into having an area for Thumper to come out and have a run every now and then. An area that children can interact with him. And we also want some bog gardens and wet gardens that we could build some frog hotels for frogs to hide under too. So I have an image here somewhere where we would display the frog gardens for you. So you will see all those frogs very, very happy in the tubes, in those kind of repurposed materials, and nice and safe. And we're looking at putting some carnivorous plants that eat insects in that wet bog garden there, where the frogs would love being nice and cool. There's other inspirations. We're also looking at worm farms like these. It doesn't have to be worm farms in there, but it's just nice and simple. Dig a hole, put a bucket with holes in it, and then we start putting straps inside the buckets, put a lid on top, and the worms will automatically just come and start breaking down the scraps, and then we can harvest the compost as we go. Otherwise, we could also put some clay pots in there and set up what we call irrigation system. It's quite nice and simple, but it's really, really effective. So you kind of just put some clay pots, glue them together, and then we put a gigantic bucket somewhere. We kind of fill that up so that we don't waste a drip of water misting in the air. It goes directly into the soil where it needs it when it needs. So that one's quite good as well. So that's kind of the compost system would work. So you kind of start the first one and let it mature, and then start the second one, and then you will know it's just halfway there while this one's getting mature, and then it just kind of start with this the third one. There's other kitchen runs ideas like this. So that's kind of another idea for the A-frame for the swing frame. We have some um, chicken kind of frames that where we could get some bamboos and then grow some vines with even the I'm sure the children would love to go under there, go in there as well. But it's kind of for the chicken. There is two areas kind of in front of the children's room where at the moment we have few citrus trees in there, but the children kind of keep stepping on it. So we kind of want to do something in those two areas as well, so that children are more involved. We use the area a bit better. So I was looking at something like this. It doesn't have to have a lid on or anything like that, but we're probably looking at a fairy gardens. I know Jen in Paying already started some butterfly gardens, so then we can kind of rotate them. There's dinosaur gardens, there's superheroes garden, whatever the children want in that two garden beds, the long rectangle garden beds there where the children we could still grow some low ground covers, but kind of have a setup with few things, and then children can just play on it to kind of use that area a bit better. Um, just a few different inspirations where other people build their insects hotels, how they build the feeders for the chicken. That's another one. That one's nice and simple. That's the bog gardens, like not necessarily in ground, but like this with a big pot, where we grow some carnivorous plants and then have some tubes down there for the frogs. So that's basically the whole concept of the area. Maybe some down on the side. But if you guys have any inputs, feedbacks, comments, please let me know. Otherwise, let some of the educators know. They can pass it on. Let me know. We'll take it from there. Thank you so much for watching. It's my first time, so I am a bit nervous. I'm still nervous. So, but sorry if it's a bit too long. Have a great day.